in his blood. Jesus, light of heaven, friend forever, his kingdom come.
Good morning. So my name is Terry Scarborough. This is Todd Ness. Joining us over on the other side is Brian Guilford. We are a beginning team of putting a men's group back together here at the church. So for the guys that are here, the guys that are watching online, we want to get connected with you. So for today, I need 2 volunteers. So we're going to kind of split the church in half. So I need a male volunteer from this side and one from this side to come on up and join me. Who do we got? Oh, we got Lee over here. I need a volunteer over from this side. All right, Chad. There we go. Okay, you guys are going to go down and talk to Todd and Brian for a minute, and I'm going to talk to everybody else. No. So, Wednesday, February 16th, we're putting on a cornhole tournament for the men. It's going to be right here at the church from 6:30 to 8:30. We're going to provide pizza, drinks, prizes. It's going to be a good night of fellowship, fun, and a little bit of friendly competition. And maybe not friendly competition, depending on how serious you are on cornhole. I've seen some other games go. We just want to invite all the men to come. You can sign up on the Epic app. You can see me after service. I'll be in the back lobby. I can get you signed up. We're just trying to get the men to come together and be able to partner together and build those relationships as men of the church. And then from there, we'll be going Wednesday nights after that with a men's group meetings. So we're going to let these guys have a little competition. So you guys on this side are cheering for Lee, who has the blue bags. You guys on that side are cheering for Chad with the red bags, and I'm going to move so I don't get hit. Okay, so we're 4-0 in the first round. Lee. 6-6. Yeah, first to 6 is gonna win. So. Oh!
Wait, am I done? Do I win?
You got it. And we have a winner. All right, you do get a prize. Yes. So, as I know, different men in the church, like Lee himself, this is a personal invitation to come on Wednesday night. Join us. Come hang out, meet new men, and
I'm right here. Big winner. Big B coffee cart.
Woo!
thank you. All right, so I'm going to turn things back over to Jess, and we're going to worship this morning.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. You guys want to stand and welcome your neighbor? Just give them a warm, epic welcome.
Otherwise known as our workouts for the day.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. You give a life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. Your breath
It is that breath that you give us, God. The breath that just the pandemic and all the things going on the past couple of years has taught us to be grateful for just something as simple as breath. And Lord, we have breath so that we can praise you, so that we can thank you, so that we can talk to you, so that we can talk to others about you. God, we long to praise you this morning, and just as we have our 5th Sunday celebration and we just kind of hear a little bit about all the things that are going on, all the things that you are doing, all the things that you want to do, God, I just pray that you allow us to just pour out our praise to you, that we can continue to praise after we have left these doors, after we have started our week, God, that praise can come from our hearts, can come from our hands, can come from our lips. Thank you so much for allowing us to gather together, to celebrate, to be together, to share with each other. God, thank you for all of these blessings. It's in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Go ahead and have a seat. Welcome to Epic. My name is Dwayne. I'm the lead pastor here. And I just want to thank you for joining us in this space. If you're joining us online this morning, it's good to be with you. I was, you all right? Somebody find it? Sonar. Where was I? Oh, yeah. We're at church. Hi, church. I was over there. I was worshiping, and my mind was wandering 50 million different ways. And it's like that moment where you realize my hands are raised, my mouth is making some words come out of worship, and I could feel my spirit tugging my mind back to go, this is what we're doing right now. This is what we should be doing, not what you're thinking of doing. It's like I have those times where my spirit tugs me back into worship and reminds me what's really important, right now. And that's kind of what 5th Sunday is for us. Today is January 30th, which is the 5th Sunday. And it's like God had set up these rhythms for Israel, as they were a nation. He sets up these festivals in their lives, times where they had to stop doing what they were doing and be reminded of what was really important, of the things that God was doing in their lives, of the things that, he had done in the past. It was like a moment to just say, whatever's going on around you, you got a million different circumstances in life that are trying to cloud your judgment of what God is doing and trying to pull you into that place of true worship with God. You need to just stop for a moment, and you need to just celebrate what I've done and what I am doing through you. And so that's what 5th Sunday is for us. I am not a celebrator. I struggle with celebrating. In fact, we accomplish something. It's like, you have a list of things to accomplish. You get that, you check that off your list, you move right on to the next thing, and you just keep on going. The problem with that is that when you never take time to celebrate, it feels like then everything is an issue. Everything is a problem. And you forget to look back on your life and go, man, God was with me in that time. Or here's what God did for me in that time. And so 5th Sunday was really for myself more than anything. But I also thought it would be good for us as a church. So every month that has a 5th Sunday in it, if there is a 5th Sunday, it's a time where we just kind of stop. You can see there's some tables around with some food on it. And so there's no message today. I have a list of things, and Melanie's going to join me. Melanie, you can come on up. Melanie's going to join me up here. We're just going to celebrate a few things that have happened since our last 5th Sunday, which was, I don't know if it was September or October, but it was October. So they happen about quarterly. We're just going to celebrate a few of those things, and then we're going to cut ourselves short a little bit. We're going to just let everybody mingle around, have some food, get to know some folks if you don't know them, and just celebrate what God has done. And I'm actually going to, at the end of our time, when Melanie and I have this list, I'm actually going to ask you if you have anything to celebrate. So I'm just going to give you a second to think about that. By the time we're done, if you have something you want to celebrate, I want to pass the mic to you. I want to hear from you just what you're celebrating, okay? Man, it has been, so our last 5th Sunday was in October. There's been a lot of cool things happening since then. So we have to jump back, I think, to just to Christmas time and what a whirlwind that was for us. If we don't stop and celebrate, Christmas, what are we doing? Like, we've missed the boat. And so we had a really, really good just Christmas this year. We had a great Christmas series. We had a lot of people who gave a lot of time and effort into making that happen, between setting up and tearing down, our decorations, to
planning the message?
I mean,
like we literally
we
came
had a
together
group
and like,
of people
what are we
that
going to
came
talk
together,
about?
planned the series. We had different, we had a whole slew. Our whole teaching team, was taking part in that. We had a Blue Sunday event in there that Gwen did. Blue Christmas, excuse me. It was just an amazing, amazing time. And so I just want to stop for a second and just celebrate that. We had, as a church, not only did we adopt a ton of families with the Giving Tree this year, which we do every year, but we also were able to bless 3 families, 2 that were inside of our body. Bless them tremendously, and then 1 that was outside of our body that was not affiliated with the Giving Tree, but we got to bless them too in just huge ways, and so that was good. So church, I just want to thank you for your faithfulness over Christmas time. I want to give a shout out to Hope Schaefer, because Hope put together this. If you were here for our Christmas series, you saw the dance that the girls did. She just kind of pulled that together. The girls were fantastic, and so girls, way to go. But Hope, thank you for pulling that team together.
Yes,
and yeah. Hope, I have something for you. I just have I have some Courageous coffee. My love for Courageous, and
Hopefully you like coffee. They have hot cocoa, spritzers, all kinds of different
they have all
things,
kinds of stuff there. But we partner a lot with Courageous, and so I went down there this week and got some gift cards. So thank you, Hope, for just pulling that team together. We're looking forward to Easter, if not sooner, and having another dance, right? Thanks a lot for that. And then, we had our Winterfest parade, too. And I love doing parades. Our body does not seem to love it as much as I do. I love it because it's an opportunity for us to get out into the community, and everybody is down there watching us go by. And in a lot of instances, churches don't take part in those parades. So it's a time for us to go, hey, look, we have a family of people here that are getting together, and we're pretty normal. We do stuff like walk in parades, right? And so it's a good time for us just to get, to let our light shine, literally, into this community. And there was a couple of couples that just were instrumental in making that happen, too. We had the Pungs, Ben and Jody.
I don't think they're here. I didn't see them at least, so.
And then we have Ted and Libby Simon. I'm not sure if they're here either.
They
I
might
didn't see them this
they
morning.
might be over in Wild Kids.
If you're watching this later,
Yes.
thank you to both of you.
We'll find you. Get you your
Just
gift
for the
card.
work that you did on that. And we've never done the Winterfest parade before. We've
No.
never done it before. And so it was an opportunity for us just to get dressed up in lights.
Yes.
And we handed out some Christmas Eve invites, along with some free coffee. Again, another partnership we did with Courageous.
Yeah.
It was a great time. So thank you for everyone who helped with the setup, with the tear down, just everything that we did for Christmas. I really just want to appreciate you for that. And then I'm going to recognize Jim and Kim Thorpe because Jim and Kim, they serve regularly at Epic, but the past couple of months, they have stepped up in huge ways just to help with anything we needed help with, from painting to hanging stuff on the walls over on the kids' side. If you saw the new bookshelves over there, they did a lot of that. And so I just want to give them thanks too. I have a coffee card for you guys, Jim and Kim. Well, it's just Jim. I was like, I don't see Kim.
Kim's
But
in
Jim,
Tennessee with
all right.
her mom.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And, Jim Van Gore, I know Jim is not here. They are south for a couple months, but I know they'll be watching later. And Jim, Jim went and painted our whole nursery. We ran out of paint. He ran and got new paint, and he did all that for us. So he was a champ in that. Jim, I know you'll be watching later. Thank you for that. Celebrate you. One of the things that we had decided to do last year with COVID and everything and the effect it was having on our community, we thought the best thing that we could possibly do right now was to help out the schools. That seemed to be the biggest hurt in our community were the schools. And so we had started with kind of word of mouth, and then we kind of made it official, and it just kept crawling through our body, was to get people into the schools, subbing, driving bus, you name it. And I don't know how many, I'm looking around the room, and I'm like, there are subs all over the place in here of people who
If
are
you're
helping
subbing
our
right now,
schools.
raise your hand. Yeah, we got a few. 1, 2, 3 here.
And we have some
I'm
on the
subbing.
wild. We have a few
Got
on the
one
Wild
of you-
Kids side
one
too.
New one coming soon here.
And
yeah.
so, a lot of people have stepped up. In fact, so many stepped up that they gave us a little write-up in the paper just to talk about Epic's love for the community and for stepping up. So I just want to thank you if you've stepped into the schools this past year. That was part of our mission, and it was huge for making an impact on this community. So thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate it. And now it is a new year, right? And one of the things, Melanie, you had kind of pointed this out, was I wonder what, it seems like our church has been pretty faithful in their giving, even though attendance is smaller than it was pre-COVID. It seemed like we were doing okay. There was a few times we were worried about budget, but not too often. And so, so we decided to get together with our treasurer, Monica. By the way, Monica is our treasurer, and she does an amazing job. So we can thank her for that. She does a ton of work with our budget, and she never complains about it. I mean, ever. Sometimes I forget how much work that she has to do because she's not reminding us at all. She just does it. And so thanks, Monica. But Monica ran a report for us, and I can tell you, last year we did dip because of COVID. We took a little dip from the year before. So when I say last year, I mean
2020.
2020, we took a dip from 2019 because of COVID and because of attendance. But 2021 was our biggest giving, I think, that we've ever had at Epic. So you guys have
Thank you
remained
guys so
faithful
much.
to that giving and to the mission. Thank you for your faithfulness. That's huge. It's amazing to see that. And then, so with this new year, we're stepping things up a little bit. You can see we've kind of had to drop out of doing a lot of different ministry that we've done in the past just because of COVID. We were able to open up our Wild Kids back in October. I think so. We got to celebrate that being open full time. And then you'll notice some of our ministries are kicking back off. So we'll talk a little bit about that. One of the new ventures that we have is just a partnership with Big Brother, Big Sister. You want to talk a little bit about that? You had a meeting.
Yeah, we had a meeting a few weeks ago. Well, yes, a few weeks ago. It's still January. It's not February yet. I just felt like Big Brothers, Big Sisters was something our community needed. And so I started reaching out to them last year. I actually reached out to them before sabbatical last year and said, how do I bring Big Brothers, Big Sisters to our community? Because I feel like it would benefit our students. And she said, well, it's already available in your community. And I'm like, really? I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, we are able to. We just haven't had interest, or people don't know about it. And I'm like, well, let's change that. So when I got back, I started communicating with them last fall, and we set up a community meeting at the beginning of January. And so we had a few people attend online. We did it virtual and in person. And there was just some key people there that maybe it wasn't as many people as I expected or hoped to be there, but there were some key people there that I feel like they're going to be getting this information out into the community. It's a first step to getting that out. We've talked about it a few times here. And it's a program that's already, I'm just spreading the word. We're not, we're just going to spread the word. We want to just encourage our body to step up, to be mentors. We're going to encourage our community to step up and be mentors. And we're also going to be encouraging our parents or anybody in the community to say, hey, what kid could benefit from a positive influence? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a child at risk that may be, engaged in risky behavior or, is bad or from a bad, family or whatever. It could be that you've got maybe 6 kids like the Bowers, and the middle kid is like, man, I don't get any. No, I'm not saying you don't. Yeah.
Trying to see which of my kids are in here.
I'm not. Your kids are amazing. But anyways, I just wanted to say it could be any kid. Any kid could benefit from this. So don't just be focusing on, oh, this child's struggling in school. They could benefit from someone to be positive. Any kid could benefit from this. If it's that middle child that maybe feels like they're left out all the time and you as a parent feel bad about that, that's another way. Any kid could benefit from this. And so I'm just getting the information out there. I know that there was a Sentinel Standard article about it because it's Ionia County. It's not just Portland. So just even if you're not living in this county, it's available, and they are ready to, go through the process of signing up mentors, and there's an amazing process, a screening process. So we're keeping our kids very safe. I will tell you though, if you're going to be a volunteer, we were told it does take a few months to up to a year to place you with a child. Because they don't just put you with some kid signed up and then you signed up, so they match you.
They match you. So based on interests or what they believe the kid would be best interest for you and the kid, and they match you. So I just want you to know that if you're thinking about it and you're thinking, oh, if I sign up next week, I got to start. That's not what's going to happen, because we still have to get the information out to the schools as well. I've been in touch with a couple of the counselors. They're getting it to the principals that are sending it out to their schools. And so I'm just trying to put it out there. I'm putting it on the community page. If you want more information, you can come see me. I'd love to tell you more about it. But there's also, you can go on our app, and there's a link to the page that kind of services our area. And so I just really encourage you guys to think about that. It's once a week that you connect with a kid, and you get to take them fishing, or you get to take them to the coffee shop. You know what I mean? Or you just get to play some games with them somewhere. Take them to the park. It's an amazing program, and I'm just trying to spread the word. So I'm just going to keep putting that out there. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just another
We've
way
already
we
got a
can-
couple people that are going to be signing up
Yeah.
to be mentors, but
We do.
I know we got to have some kids being signed up too. So
Yeah.
keeping the word
Yeah,
out.
so get the word out there. It's just another way, again, that we can make a difference in our community. And we do believe in making a difference in our community. We are a community church, and we want to feel the impact, you know. One of the things we ask ourselves a lot is, if Epic weren't here, who would care about that, you know? Who would care if Epic was not an organization in our community? And so we're thinking about that a lot and ways that we can make a difference. Thanks, Mel.
Yep.
And then we have, I just want to give you a greenhouse update. So Epic is a part of the Greenhouse Multiplication Network. We plant churches in partnership with Greenhouse. It started very, very small here in Michigan with just a few church planters, and it has grown over the years. This year, we're going down to a conference in Exponential in March, the first week of March. And I just want you to know, we're taking 48, but basically 50 church planters with us down there that are a part or affiliated with our network. So it is amazing. That means we have the potential this year to start, you know, an incredible amount of churches. And 10% of what comes into Epic goes back out into church planting. It's just what we do. We believe in it strongly. It's the best way right now that we can evangelize to the world and to reach the world with the gospel of Jesus. And so we really, really believe in it, and it's part of our mission. I wanted to give you an update too on, you may remember Crossroads Church, Crossover Church. We had Jennifer and Lee, the church planters up here. We did a little interview with them over the summer. Was that summer? I think it was the summertime.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
They're getting ready to, oh, that's right, you were on sabbatical, but they're getting ready to move into a new space this week. He called me. He said he had a coffee conversation with someone who was a part of the body that just wanted to generously donate to them $20,000, wrote a $20,000 check to them.
Wow.
So they could have a down payment for this new space that they're buying. So they're getting ready to move into their own space, their own building. That was in Muncie, Indiana, if you remember that. So just really, really great things happening in church planting. Again, all of that happens because Epic is generous with your giving, and you give into church planting, but also you allow me and my time, right, to give my time as well into church multiplication. So thank you again just for your generosity. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Lots to
and I
celebrate.
don't think they realize, like, you lead that, co-lead that with somebody else, and so he has a lot of responsibilities there too. So I think he is focusing on this as well, but to be a part of the greenhouse and always thinking beyond, I think it's amazing, and I don't know how you do it, but somehow you do. So
Well, luckily the church, again, just to celebrate how the church is good to us. And, you know, Epic, just a few years ago, was listed in the top 100 multiplying churches in America for that reason, because of your generosity and because you allow things like that. You allow for that space and believe in church planting. And so even a church our size, right, in the middle of, you know, basically nowhere, Michigan.
Little
Can I
old
say
Portland.
that? Is that offensive? I'm kind of
think
offended
so.
that I said that.
I'm a Portlander. I'm not offended. So.
Okay. Anyway, you guys are amazing. So just getting back to some of the ministries restarting, you see we have our men's and women's ministries that will be restarting come February. And so our women are really diving into the book of Seamless, which is, it kind of covers the whole Bible and just talks about how it's all one big story and one plan of God. Our high schoolers, our high school girls are doing that study right now, and our women are going to be joining them in February doing it on Thursday. And there's going to be two different groups, right? Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, I think it was, or 9:30?
9:30.
Thursdays at 9:30, and then in the evening, at
6:30.
6:30. So
Yeah, and from what I've heard, there's 25 women who have signed up for this
Yeah.
as of now.
this
So,
is a great way just
yeah.
to get to know ladies and begin to build relationship with other ladies. And so I just would encourage you to do that. By the way, on Thursday nights at 6:30, we will have childcare as well. So if you need that in order to attend the ministry, bring your kids here. You'll meet here. You'll drop your kids here. And we'll have some of our high schoolers watching those kids. So thank you to the high schoolers for doing that.
Yeah.
And then, thank you for our women's ministry lead team there. And you guys know who you are. Thanks a lot for leading that. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I went through it a few years ago, and I'm going again because it was that good. Just so you know, so I'm looking forward to journey.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then our guys, well, you saw the cornhole tournament kind of kicking things off on February 16th. That's a Wednesday night, and we're going to have pizza there and some soda. Again, it's just a time for us to begin to build a relationship as guys. With this past year, honestly, if you've come in the last year, it's kind of hard to get to know people, and with COVID, it just feels like we've kind of stayed away and socially distanced ourselves into a corner. We don't know who anybody is, and so it's just a time for us to re-engage, reconnect, get to know some of the guys here, and then starting that following Wednesday, we'll be doing a video series that's looks pretty good. It's called Rough Cut Men. What it is they go to different. I'm a movie guy. Like if you haven't been around Epic for long, you don't know that. But I am a movie guy, and in this series, they go to these different locations where some of these really good movies are shot, and they give us different lessons about just being godly men from these different locations, places like Forrest Gump and Band of Brothers, and just different places like that. So I'm really looking forward to that series. Men, I would just encourage you to do whatever you can to make it there on Wednesday nights, because I want to get to know you better, and I know it would be great for us as a church if we get to know each other better as well and just grow.
And any of those too, on our app, you can RSVP, sign up. So there's the men's one to RSVP. They kind of want to know how many people are coming, and so if you can just download our app and then RSVP to each of those.
Well, especially for the cornhole tournament, right? We really want you to sign up if you're thinking about coming, because number one, we're going to be making teams, and so we need that info for teams, but also we need to know how much food to buy, et cetera. So it would be really helpful if you go and sign up for that.
Yep.
So anyway, that's all coming. I'm excited about that. We have a couple new D groups also. Our discipleship groups have started. Discipleship groups is really this space where 4 or 5 of us can get together in a small, in a small space. We can learn a little bit, but we can also dive into each other's lives, and we can be vulnerable with each other. And that's just a space for us to get real with each other and to learn how to be a disciple of Christ. And so, I suspect that as the year goes, we'll continue to see more and more of those form, but we're starting to see a couple form already, and it's just good. So if you haven't been in a discipleship group before, I would just encourage you. The men's and women's ministry is a great launching off point, if you will, to meet some guys and to get into one of those discipleship groups. It's part of what we do. It's part of our mission, right?
Yeah, one more women's thing, just
Yeah.
so you know. Festival of Tables is coming up at the end of February. Me and Karen are going to host a table, which is basically it's an amazing fundraiser for the Compassion Fund for our Portland Area Ministerial Association. And so I have tickets to sell. We're going to host a table. Maybe you'd like to host. I know several of you have hosted before. It's at the Nazarene Church, and we are we decorate beautiful tables. I've done a Mickey Mouse table. I've done a lemonade table. I was looking at some of my memories there. It's just fun to do. I think Karen and I are going to set up a beach oasis for you for that table or whatever. So anyways, it's like usually about 20 to 25 tables of women. And there's a great speaker that's going to be coming from Have Mercy, which helps with homelessness in Ionia County. There's some entertainment, and there's also a silent auction. So if you are interested in any more information, come see me. We'll have more. I've been posting on Facebook as well, our women's page. There's also a men's page too for men's stuff. So just put that on your calendar. I think the slide is right back there for the date. And it is an awesome, awesome time. For many years I didn't go because I was like, I guess it's probably just a bunch of old ladies, But no, we're bringing in the young people. Yes. So we have a lot of fun. It is good. It's a good time. And there's a great meal. It's a great meal.
Which of those categories do you fall in? I'm curious.
Right. Well, I'm turning 50 this year, so I don't know. I think I'm in the Midlife?
You can.
Do I have to have a midlife crisis now? I
You
don't
can go
know.
into both.
I need to.
You appeal to both, is what you're saying.
Sure. Okay, I can do that. So.
I was just
anyways.
curious.
Thanks, Dwayne.
I mean, for PAMA, you know, that is a fundraiser for PAMA. It's the Portland Area Ministerial Association. And, you know, we work together with PAMA a lot for compassion stuff in the community. So, for example, when people have trouble paying rent or having their heat, you know, if their heat's going to get shut off or whatever, PAMA is the place that we partner with to do that. The reason that that's great for our community is because sometimes you have people who take advantage of that. And so they'll go from church to church to church to take advantage. And essentially what PAMA does is it says we're all on the same page. We all are in the know on what the other churches are doing. That way we can't get taken advantage of. We can still be helpful and we can all help together without getting taken advantage of. So it's a really, really great program. But also we get to work together with the other churches in town, which is phenomenal as well. I don't know, you know, it seems like a rare thing. I don't know. But Portland really, the Ministerial Association here really, really works well together, and you can see a great picture of the overall church.
And one other resource too, if you didn't know, is Beacon of Hope that PAMA pays for and brings master level counselors into town for free counseling. It is free Christian counseling, and they have offices at the Nazarene Church, and so they contribute to that, and that is just a huge resource. I've known many people to go there, and it is very helpful. So if that is something you are needing and your insurance doesn't cover, or you don't have the ability to do that, that is available right here in Portland.
Yeah,
so.
It's another great resource from PAMA. So whatever we can do to raise money for PAMA, you know, we want to do that. Let's see, we had 3 baptisms last week, I think, that we have to celebrate. We had Rachel, David, and Melinda. You know, again, that's part of our mission, right? We baptize people. We teach them how to be fully devoted followers of Jesus. And so, again, as we that's what we want to see happen, right? We want to see people getting baptized. We want to see people in discipleship groups, getting discipled. Those are the things that tell us that we're doing what we're supposed to do as a church, that we are on mission. So I just want to congratulate you guys again. That's a huge celebration. So, so thanks for doing that. Thanks for taking the dive, and thank you, church family, for your support. I saw a lot of how you guys supported them too last week, which was incredible. So thanks for that. We also have 2 new Epic partners. I just want to celebrate them as well. Guy Pierce and Brian Guilford, both of them. Are you in the house? I know Brian is because he's playing bass.
Yeah.
There's Guy back there. Welcome. Brian over there. Thank you both for becoming Epic partners. Partnership around here, we call it partnership instead of membership if you're familiar with church membership. But part of that is just because we believe, you know, it takes all of us as a team to come together and to partner together if we're going to see this mission work. And so, you know, we actually have a partnership class right after this gathering. If you want to stick around, you're welcome to. But we have them also just quarterly, where we have a class that just teaches you what is Epic about, what does it mean to partner with us. And so there's a lot of info there. You can also just grab a partnership manual. We usually have them right out by the kiosks, right by the door there. You can always grab one and walk out with it and just read through it. It is a self kind of study, if you will, that you can go through, learn about partnership, learn about the church, learn about Epic, and then you can come to a class if you need more info or have any questions. So anyway, we would love to see you partner with us and become an Epic partner. So if you want to do that, if you want to stick around, I just encourage you to stick around after the gathering, and we'll dive into that. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, one last thing, and then I want to go into just a little bit of open mic time. But so last week we had mentioned Steve's departure. He stepped off of staff just to kind of focus on, you know, one thing instead of getting pulled into 2 different directions. And so if you weren't here last week, you missed that announcement. So I just wanted to repeat that. We were going to do that this week, but he's actually in Florida this week visiting his mom.
Poor guy.
And and soaking up the sun, and then and Jess is going down, right? You're going down next week to join him, so that'll be good. But anyway, I just want to make you aware of that in case you weren't here last week. But then also we just have another exciting staff change, which is that Lee Schaefer, apparently the cornhole champion, I did not know. Lee Schaefer is coming. Will be joining us on staff as our youth pastor / he'll be helping out with some of the kids' men stuff as well. We're super excited about that. Come on up here. I'm gonna get Lee to come on up. He can just say a few words, but we're really excited. You know, we've been looking for a youth pastor for a while. Lee has experience with youth pastoring. You know, he's been speaking on our teaching team. He's one of the most creative guys that I know. In fact, this past week, I don't know if you saw his Facebook, but he built a wrestling ring in his living room for his kids, and they did like Royal Rumble. So yeah, it was incredible. But you know, I look up to you in a lot of ways, Lee, and I'm just super excited to have you on staff with us. So thanks for that.
So he asked me to say, well, he asked if I wanted to say a few words, and I was in the middle of like a whole bunch of stuff going on in my life. I was like, I don't know. At the moment, the answer is no. Let me think about it. I'll think about what I'm going to say. And then I calmed down. I was like, yeah, I should probably say something, I suppose, you know. And what would I say? And then all I could think of was back when I was younger, they would interview these X Games, you know, these players that were, you know, just got done surfing or skateboarding or snowboarding right after they got off of a wave or riding or something, and they're all out of breath. And they're like, "What? So tell us, what were your thoughts going into this?" And they're like, "Well, we got a great team behind us, and we didn't really know what to expect today, but we were pretty excited. We got a lot of practice, so but we just did the best that we could do." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty much what I'm gonna say up there." Didn't really know what to expect coming into it. Got a great team behind us. Pretty excited. Don't know what the outcome's going to be, but we'll do our best and see what happens.
I'm excited to see you come on to youth, and it's going to be bittersweet when I leave at the end of the school year, but I know it's getting handed off into amazing hands, and God has been doing some amazing things for you. I just am so excited. I told my kids last week, and they were, because I kind of you know, worked it up a little bit. I'm like, we hired a youth pastor, and they're like, what? And I'm like, they're like, do we know him? And I'm like, I think you do. I think you know him. And so anyway, so I made them guess a couple things. I think they were a little nervous, but then when I said your name and that your wife's going to be involved as well, they were smiles. So that was good. That was good. So I'm excited for what you're going to do, just bringing some awesome new life, and probably a lot more fun. Now that I'm going to be 50, I need to, you know, step down. Just kidding. Anyways, no, I'm really, really excited to have you on. I can't wait to like get you connected and hand it off at the end of the school year. It's going to be amazing.
Well, thanks. I'm excited too, and probably equally or more nervous than the kids. So we'll just try to hide that as we, you know, play it off. But you know, like I told you before too, like, you're not going anywhere and I'll need help, so. Like,
yeah, I'm not going nowhere, so, yep, it's awesome. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Man, that's exciting.
It is. Woo!
Let's see. What about you? What do you have to celebrate? I would love it if you came up front just so the camera could, if they're watching from home. If not, I'm going to hand it to you. You don't want to come up front. I'm going to hand this to you.
I started a new job, and it's okay, but I have an interview Tuesday night for the job I really want.
Wow.
At a daycare. I'm working at Walmart in maintenance, and my body's failing it very well.
So you need to get out.
And pray for me to be able to get the job, because
Yeah.
they closed the daycare down I was working, and now they're opening up a new daycare.
All right.
I want to work with the babies, because that's my passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Mark,
Marth?
yeah, so I'm just excited.
Yeah.
We
Well,
need more daycare for sure. I know, I see parents always
Mark, thank
looking
you.
for daycare.
yeah, we
Definitely
need
that.
good people.
Good people.
Raising up our kids.
Yeah.
So let's give thanks, you know, to God for that, just for that other job
Yeah.
that you have. But then we'll be in prayer for that for sure. That's great. Are you coming up front? I think she's coming.
You can do it, Katrina. You can do it.
You're doing great. Yeah, there you go. Just talk into it. You got it.
I'm celebrating his family.
Is that on? I cannot hear you.
not.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Maybe
go.
that's my idea.
Sorry.
I want to celebrate this epic church, the community, the family, the Jesus lovers. My husband and I, Ronnie, and I'm Katrina. We moved here, if you can't tell, from the South last November. So we've been here about a year and a couple months, and it was pretty tough leaving a church and family and home and everything that way. We moved. The story is we moved up here to be near grandchildren. So we have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 2-month-old. So that's why we moved. But you guys are making it possible. I cannot tell you how depressed I was last winter. But the ladies of this church invited me into their lives, into their homes, and Epic has made me feel so comfortable from the day one when I walked in. And I did some church searching like most people, families would do when they move to a brand new area. But it didn't take long till this was home. And I became a partner, and I haven't regretted one single moment. The messages are amazing. I love the music. They're not up here, but
Yeah.
it just means the world to me and my family. And I celebrate Epic in a big way. So thank you all.
Thank you, Katrina. Anybody else want to share? Oh, okay. Thanks, Brian.
Well, it's funny, I almost didn't come up because she kind of said everything I wanted to say. I am so happy that I come by to check you guys out a couple years ago. I just think God looks down. I think you guys do it right. I'm really happy to be here. You know, you're talking about all you do in the community. We just ran into an old customer of mine in East Lansing, and she's talking about schools, and my wife said, man, when Brian's going to church, you wouldn't believe the people that help out and the subs, and it has a huge impact. It hasn't just had an impact on the community, it's had an impact on me, watching people step up and take care of the community. You know, we all wonder, where's this world going? Can you imagine where it'd be, the impact the church would have if every church operated like Epic and got out of their comfort zones and helped out the communities? And I'm just glad to be here, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Hold on just a second, though, because I know this is not easy for you. You stepped up to play bass last year when we went on sabbatical, and I know you're not socially comfortable up there, but you continue to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I thank you so much for being the bass player. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Betsy's gonna beat you, guy.
They're gonna fight over the mic here.
Well, I'm going to kind of pretty much say what the last two speakers said up here, but I come here every Sunday, most every Sunday, and I'm sitting down and I just look out through the crowd, and every time I look around and I just say, man, there's just so many quality individuals here, and I'm so blessed to know so many people that come to this church, and I'm just want to say how thankful I am for that, and I think pretty much everybody here should applaud themselves for who they are.
I had the honor, and many of you were here last week when my son, who's like 6'5", I didn't even know if he was going to be able to make it in that hot tub, was baptized. But I remember many, many years ago being part of Portland, and we were at a church where they didn't really have children's church. They had nursery, and my little boy he was too old for nursery, and he just would not sit in church. He was just naughty, and I was getting frustrated, and he was getting frustrated, and I was giving him the look, and I'm like, you just wait, child, till we get home. And I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for the Wild Kids. We, back in the day, I took a picture of my boy. He was like 2.5 in a lion costume, and it was hanging up at Wild Kids, and it said, praying for those kids who one day will be wild about God. And just seeing my son being baptized and knowing how many other kids who are wild about God because of our Wild Kids program, because of our youth, because of what Mel has done with the youth, Dwayne, what you have done, and just to see fruition where they are at now, and just know, parents, that your kids will be there. It's not always easy. I know you're going to be looking at me at church saying, oh, you just wait. but there is. And I just want to thank the body for Epic for loving my kids and just pouring into them so they can become adults who are wild about God. Very true. Very true.
All right. So what we're going to do is just have some time for some food. So you can grab your kids if you want to, and they can partake in food. You can leave them over there for a few minutes and have some grown-up conversation. Sometimes that's nice too, and have some food. But either way, I would love it if you, I mean, at this point we're dismissed. You can take off if you need to or want to, but I'd love it if you stuck around and just got to know some
We have lots
folks.
of food. Please
So.
come eat the food.
Thank you, church. You're dismissed.